Summoning Sylvia is probably one of the funniest horror movies you ever seen that is intentionally funny and also good. To summarize, it's Larry's bachelor weekend, and because of this, his friend Reggie decides to plan out for him a whole weekend of activities, all set within a haunted house. Nico and Kevin come as well, and in terms of the background of the haunted house, we're told that a woman named Sylvia killed her son Philip and the reasons are unknown. But what we do know is that after Sylvia killed her son, it is said that she got herself killed, and because of that, now she haunts the home for eternity. Reggie hoped between having a few scary moments and, a little song and dance, this could be the last hurrah before Larry and his partner Jamie become official. But one of the things that kind of complicate the weekend is the fact that Larry is a bit of a people pleaser, and he forgot that Jamie's quiet, potentially ex-military brother Harrison was supposed to meet up with him. So Harrison comes along, and being that Harrison is just beginning to adjust to the fact that his brother Jamie's gay, that his brother's getting married to a man, it makes Harrison surrounded by all these gay men in a haunted house that increasingly is becoming a bit creepy. Perhaps not the best kind of weekend for a celebration. As for why Summoning Sylvia is rated R, there's cursing and use of derogatory terms that I'm not saying. There's blood, but nothing graphic. And there's implied sex scenes. And outside of that, there's drinking and of course a lot of occult situations happen in the film. So, in terms of notable performances or just overall highlights, Frankie Grande fits the bill. He pretty much steals this movie in ways that it almost feels like this was made to be a launch pad for him so that he can become a bigger name. Because what you're talking about, the one-liners, his back and forth with pretty much any character in the movie, it's just so comical and memorable. And what I love the most is, as much as his character Nico is flamboyant, it never gets to the point where it's so outrageous that it feels camp. It feels more so like when it comes to writer-directors Wesley Taylor and Alex Wise, they understood Frankie Grande enough to get what they needed out of him and also knew how to rein him in before he became too much. In terms of other highlights, generally most of the whole cast is funny, but there's also a bit of jump scares. In the way that the film is edited, it allows you to see the full story of Sylvia and her son, interlaced with what's going on with Larry and all of his friends, so it leads to occasional jump scares as it goes back and forth, as well as occasional moments when Sylvia just frightens the hell out of you, which makes it so that everything you get sold on with the trailer, you feel like you get what you paid for. With that said, I must admit when it comes to on the fence topic, you really don't get much in the way of character development here. You know that what brings Larry, Kevin, Nico, and Reggie together is because they're gay men. But as for why these younger gay men are hanging out with Larry, it's not said. We don't know if they met in college, if they met at work. There's no details about their relationship to know how they got together. Never mind, we don't really learn much about them as individuals either. You get a lot of personality so you can know that this is the one who is the leader. This is the one who is kind of neurotic. This is the one who's kind of dumb in a way. This is the one who's kind of slutty. But as for knowing who they are beyond their personalities and what archetypes they play, that's not given here. And it's kind of weird because you get so much in terms of Sylvia and her son Philip in a way that the fact that the living people of modern times don't get as much, development is, I want to say it's a missed opportunity in a way, but who knows? When you consider that Jamie, who is Larry's husband-to-be, seemingly just recently came out, if you go by what Harrison said, do you really want to have, as a sort of Debbie Downer, all this information about how hard things were, maybe where he grew up he couldn't be openly gay? So it's sort of a catch-22. You want character development, or at least development about these relationships, but if it's born out of trauma bonding or something like that, maybe we're better off not having it. Overall, when it comes to Summoning Sylvia, it is definitely a hilarious, at times frightening movie. that feels mainly like a showcase for Frankie Grande to get more recognition for his comedic chops, but that doesn't mean that anybody else involved is any type of slouch.